Hi book friends! Welcome back to my channel. I am a Jen who reads, and this is going to be my March TBR. One of my goals for 2024 is to participate in a readathon every single month. This month, which is March 2024, I will be participating in Covers with Cassidy's Realmathon. This is the third year that she's done a Realmathon. Usually it's in April. This year it's in March, but this is going to be my first year participating and I'm super excited about it. I will link her announcement video and all of her information below. So the theme of this year's Realmathon is school. She has created an academy, Judicium Academy, and within the academy there are 4 categories. There is the blood team, the shadow team, the creation team, and the time team. I had a really hard time deciding if I wanted to be on team creation or team time, ultimately because of the hosts for team time, which is Tori between the pages and Becca and the books. I chose team time. I will also link their YouTube channels in the description below. This is a competition-based readathon where the points that you get for the different prompts can either add points to your team or take away points from another team, which is really exciting. I've never been part of a readathon that does that. The other thing that I think is really cool is that every book can fit multiple prompts. The only rule for that is that the book either has to have all positive prompts for your team or all negative point prompts for the other team. You can also gain bonus points for your team depending on the cover of your book. So the different teams have different cover requirements. For team time, I will get extra points if the cover of the book that I'm reading is more than 50% white. Also get extra points for my book, for my team, if my cover has an inanimate object on the front. One thing I really like about this readathon is that a lot of the prompts you might not know fit your book until after you're finished reading your book. So instead of picking my books and pairing them with a prompt like I normally do, I just picked a whole lot of books, and then after I finish them, I will look at the prompts and see how many points I can either get for my team or take away from another team based on what I've read. Because of that reason, my TBR is going to be a lot bigger than usual. It will be a lot more books than I normally read, and I know that I probably will not get to all of these books. That being said, I do have a week off for spring break this month, so maybe I will be able to read more than I think I will. Since one of my goals for 2024 is to get through series faster, a lot of the books that I do have on my TBR are going to be books that will be a continuation in a series. Without further ado, let's look at the books that I have on my March TBR. Up, I have Ruthless Vows, which is the sequel to Divine Rivals. This is, in my opinion, especially the back, 50% or more white. So this will gain bonus points for my team. It also has to have an inanimate object on the cover to get more points. And these are typewriter keys, so those count as inanimate objects. Also, this is a Book of the Month book. So one of my goals for 2024 is to read through my list of books of the month. So this will actually knock off a couple of prompts and a couple of goals all in one shot. And then after I read this book, I will look and see what other prompts this checked off. The next book I have is one that I'm rolling over from last month. In February, this was actually the only book I did not get to on my TBR, and that is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I don't know what prompts this is going to cover. I don't know if this is going to be a positive point book for my team or a negative point book for another team. I'll just have to wait and see after I read it. Come Tumbling Down is the 5th book in the Wayward Children series. It's pretty small. I can usually read these in 1 or 2 settings. One of the prompts is read a book in one setting, so I might be able to sit down one day and knock this out and get some extra points. Also, it has a door on the cover, which is an inanimate object, so that will get me extra points for my team. If you don't know what the Wayward Children series is, I think there's 9 or 10 books in the series, and they're all short, so they're all quick reads. And it's basically portal fantasy. Think of like Narnia, Alice in Wonderland, children that go through doors into other worlds, and then they get kicked back for whatever reason. And this is just books about the different children, the different worlds that they go to, and also how they are struggling and how they are coping with being back in reality. All of these books are so cute. The second one so far is my favorite one, but I can't wait to pick up the 5th one and read that one. City of Ashes is another book on my TBR. I am trying to read through as much Cassandra Clare in 2024 as I can. City of Ashes is the 2nd book in the Mortal Instruments series, and there is a knife on the cover of this one, so this would also garnish. Why do I keep saying garnish? This will also gain points, bonus points for my team for an inanimate object on the cover. Another book that will get me bonus points is the 2nd book in the Blood and Ash series. This is Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I think these are the most beautiful books. And even though they are a little thicker, they are quick reads. At least the first one was a quick read. This one is more than 50% white, and it also has rings on the cover that will get me bonus points, and some arrows also. So, Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Trying to keep up with series, March, The Prisoner's Throne, I think that's what it's called, by Holly Black is released. So before that comes out, I need to read Stolen Heir. So this is like kind of the spin-off series of The Cruel Prince, and it's, I think, 10 years later, and it follows the character Oak, who was a child in the Cruel Prince series. So this is more than 50% white, and I don't know if, oh, there's a sword on the cover, so another inanimate object. Another series that I am in the middle of, because I just love to start series and not finish them for whatever reason, is the Shatter Me series. So I am on the 3rd book, which is actually the 2nd book, but there was a novella in between the 1st and the 2nd, so this could be considered the 3rd book or the 2nd book. This is Unravel Me. Unfortunately, this will not get me any points for the cover, and I don't know what prompts it will cover, so I'm just going to have to read it and wait and see. Also, that is a really cool cover with the eye. The last physical book I have on my TBR is Brandon Sanderson's Elantris, or Elantris. So I am trying to read as much Brandon Sanderson in 2024 as I can possibly get through. And so this was the next one in a recommended reading order. So I do have a Fable book club for Elantris. I will link that below. I'm going to start this tomorrow. I probably will read this throughout the whole month. I figured if I can read at least 2 chapters a day, then it will take me the whole month to finish it. So I will be working on this. I would love to have you join me in my Fable book club. And like I said, the link will be down below. The name of my book club is Prose and Converse, or Converse. I thought that was pretty witty. ChatGPT helped me with that. So I will be starting this one tomorrow, March 1st. On my Kindle, I have the new book by Frida McFadden, which is The Teacher. So that will be my Kindle read for March. It does have, I believe, an apple on the front, so that will give me some bonus points as well. I have 2 audiobooks coming to me from the library. So sometime in the month of March, I will be having Rain delivered to me, which is the 4th book in the American Royal series. So that will complete a series for me. I highly recommend this series. It is so good. Basically, it asks the question, if we decided after the Revolutionary War to stick with a monarchy instead of a democracy, what would have happened? So this is present day. We still have the Capitol, we still have the White House, but instead of presidents, the descendants from George Washington are still on the throne. And the next in line is the first female that will inherit the throne from her father. And it's just goes through some teenage drama. It's very angsty, it's very YA, but it's a very fun read and I highly recommend it. The other book that I have that will come to me at some point in March is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. And this is just one that I think is cute. It's been on my radar for a little while. I don't have a physical copy. I hope I enjoy it. Hi, editing Jen here. As I was going through my March TBR, I forgot to tell you about another book that I am reading. So at work, I work at a middle school. I teach middle school. So the books that I read on my off time there, I always try to read middle grade books. And this year, not this year, this month, I am reading the very first book in the School of Good and Evil, and I actually already started it, so I'm ahead of schedule. And so far, I'm really liking it. I read 5 chapters of it today, and I just needed a break from the Norse mythology that I was getting when I was reading Magnus Chase. And so I'm going to work on this series, and I hope I love it. So hopefully I can get through most of these books in March and help my team time to victory. I would appreciate all your likes, comments, and subscribes. And until the next video, happy reading.